It's been a eventful week, to say the least. Just that match, you must be rapt to get one out of the way and to prove that you're not going to go out in straight sets.
Yeah, we got the monkey off the back, and first final we've won since 2007. So yeah, very pleasing for the playing group.
Just the match, you must be pretty rapt with the way it sort of panned out. That the boys looked very confident, and going into next week, they must continue that confidence.
Yeah, there was a good even spread across the board. I thought our young blokes, stood up really well, and very pleasing for those blokes.
It's been an incident which has, I suppose, dominated the newspapers and will dominate the press today. Just that bump. Just how did you see it, and describe just what you actually saw on the day?
Oh, well, seen Ben Jordan go down, so made the comment that the league's professional. They've got the video that they've used during the home and away, so let the course take its action, and that's what happened.
Are you happy with the outcome and the result?
Well, it's an independent tribunal, so nothing to do with what us. You've got a duty of care as a coach. When one of your players is knocked out, that's the reason I raised it, and due course has taken its toll, and independent tribunals assessed it.
Was it a bit of a cheap shot, seeing as though he's one of the best players in your side?
No, well, I don't think it was a cheap shot. It was a spur of the moment thing. You'd have to ask Batters about that, because to my players, I tell my players, if you want to bump, you take the risk that if you hit him in the head, you could get reported. We'd rather tackle than bump. Now, you'd have to ask Blake Wennery, coach, if he does the same.
Ben Jordan, just how is he? Has he had scans on that?
Yeah, he's had a scan and an X-ray yesterday. We'll find out today whether he's got a broken jaw. We'll leave it till Saturday morning. If the medical tell him he can play, he'll play. If not, he won't.
Any injuries to come from the match besides that one?
Yeah, there's one other injury. Obviously, we've lost another player with undisciplined act, Josh Stiles. He won't take any part for the rest of the year. He received 2 weeks suspension last night. And, you do the crime, you do the time.
To what extent has it been a distraction for the for you as a coach, but also with the playing group? What's happened?
I don't think it's been a distraction for the playing group, because and myself, well, just a bit of banter between a couple of coaches, a couple of interviews, extra, probably not much more than what we normally do.
BJ doesn't play, and what would be your fallback position to play his role? How do you expect to cover his loss if he doesn't play?
Well, we've played 34 players during the year, so probably one of those players that missed out last weekend will probably step up, get an opportunity. So, I've got my fingers crossed that he does play. He's, obviously one of the elite midfielders in the league.
Sorry, just wait a second. Just one other issue. You mentioned to me before that you coached Nathan Prince. I just thought I'd ask you about that as well.
Yeah, I coached Nathan last year at the Western Jets. He was in... it's very sad what's happened. I'm sure the Bacchus Mars community will get around the family. Very sad. He's very, very bubbly personality, great for the group. Just went through some notes yesterday on him. He finished third in the program that I ran last year, out of 53. Terrific character of a young man, and it's absolute tragedy.
Thanks.
And you can see that it has affected me.
Yeah. Thanks.
Yep. Billy, you must be rapt with the win on the weekend, and just some confidence and momentum building into this week.
Yeah, that's right, Sean. You know, the seniors had a really good win on the weekend, and it's probably not just come from the one win. They've started to build over probably the last month with some really good wins and some consistent footy.
Just Brendan Peace, it will be interesting to see whether he plays or not. Do you have an idea about what will happen?
Yeah, look, Peacey trained last night for probably 30-40 minutes of the training session. At this stage, I'd probably say, you know, there's a 70% chance to play. He'll train fully tomorrow night, and you know, Peacey's not a silly man. If he's not 100% right, he won't play himself.
Just to get yourselves up for Sunbury, it's going to be a massive test. Just what in particular have you been focusing on, because they're strong across every sort of line?
Yeah, they are. That's correct. You know, they've been the best side in the competition all year, and you know, that was proven with only the one defeat. You know, we think that their run from their midfield is pretty good, and we think now that we've got a pretty strong midfield as well. You know, it's probably a bit about trying to limit what their midfield are able to do.
Blomley back this week?
Look, Nathan slowly recovering. It's probably a 50-50 chance to play this week. You know, hopefully he gets up, but yeah, same sort of thing. Peacey won't play anyone that he doesn't think's 100% right to go.
Just down the rooms last week, it seemed just a buzz that everybody's back behind the boys, and that really everyone has the belief that you can go all the way.
Yeah, there is a great feeling around the club. You know, when you win seven out of the last 8 games, it's pretty hard not to get a really good feeling around the club. And going into a final where you got a chance to play to get into a grand final, you know, that feeling's always been really good.
We looked at the stats last week, and you've got 257 VFL games experience, and which looks a hell of a lot different compared to most of the other clubs. Do you think that will hold you in good stead?
Yeah, I think, you know, our experience is a strong part, and you know, we're now at a stage where we've got some good young kids to mix in as well. You know, there's been a lot said about Redan's experience over the years, and it's gone a long way to helping them win finals footy, and I'm sure it'll do the same again this week.
Just a few other guys that I'm not sure about in terms of where they're at injury-wise. I'm presuming that Knowlesy's out, won't play?
Yeah, that's correct. Knowlesy's having surgery now as we speak on his elbow, and he'll be out for the rest of the year. And you know, I think it'll also affect his cricket commitments as well. Bridges, Jake, same thing. Jake trained last night. Yeah, and I'll be pretty confident that Jake will play this week.
If he's fit, he'll play?
Yeah, if Jake's fit, he'll play. Yes, for sure.
I think we covered off a piece you said was 70-30 and Blomley 50-50. So is there anyone else that's kind of in doubt? And
no, from the weekend there was only the one injury with Knowlesy, and everyone else that played at the weekend, there's no other question marks over any of them.
How do you fit potentially 2, maybe 3 guys into a side that's won by as well as you guys did in the weekend? Yeah,
that's always a hard thing to get 2 or 3 players back into a side that has won pretty well. But I think if the senior coach is right to go, and I consider Peacey to be one of the prime movers in the competition as a running midfielder, I think he would quite easily fit back in to Redan's side. And you know, with Jake adds a bit of hardness for us in our forward line, and he presents really well at the footy. So, you know, it's going to be a tough call. But as a coach, and when you're playing finals footy, there's tough calls to be made at every club.
Thanks.
Thanks, guys.